Hey Meta, stop recording.
Camera was covered.
Why are you telling me the camera's covered? It's not, is it? It's not covered. My hair wasn't on it. What are you lying for? I've never owned a pair of smart glasses before, so when I kept seeing the Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses online, I really wanted to try them out, mostly for the camera and the speakers. I thought the camera would be great for a number of things that I'll talk about later, as I think the whole concept of the camera definitely needs work for the next generation. And the speakers intrigued me because I love listening to music all the time, but there are times when I still need to hear everything that's going on around me, so more on that later. But when I got the glasses and tried them out, there was actually one thing in particular that made me want to return them. And this isn't a problem that everyone is going to face, and it's probably just going to be a small percentage of people, but I find it incredibly annoying every time I use the glasses. So in this video, I'm going to give you a brief overview of what the Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses are exactly, if you've never heard of them before, and I'll show you how they work and what my full experience has been using them for several months, and I'll fill you in on why I was so close to actually returning them, but the one thing that made me keep them in the end. So the Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses are kind of like having your phone on your face. You've got Meta that you can talk to like Google Assistant or Siri or Alexa, but Meta isn't quite as sophisticated as all those, so I still end up reaching for my phone anyway. But you can take phone calls when you set that up in the app, you can listen to voice messages, listen to music, and you can take photos and videos without actually having to touch the glasses. Hey Meta, take a photo. Hey Meta, take a video. But if you don't want to talk to Meta, then you can do a lot by using the arm of the glasses. If you want to bring up voice commands, you can change this in the menu so that a 3-finger tap and hold will do this instead of having to say, hey Meta, or you can customize it in a different way. I do wish that the full Meta AI experience was available in all regions though, because here in the UK, we just don't have access to the full capacity of what it's able to do. And so, for example, you could say something like, hey Meta, tell me what you see, or something like that, and it'll tell you exactly what's in front of you, but that's not something in the UK that we can do, so it's a bit of a bummer that it's not rolled out to everybody, and so only people in certain regions can access the full Meta AI experience. But anyway, there's a button on top of the right arm, which is your shutter button, and that allows you to take photos and record video, and all that media is recorded to the glasses with the 32 gig internal storage. But remember how I said earlier that there are a couple of things that are incredibly annoying? The first one is to do with the camera. And I don't know why the camera wasn't placed elsewhere. Maybe in the center of the glasses instead, or at least positioned better so that it points to the middle, because all the footage is always off to the side. So sometimes what I'm doing is slightly out of frame and it's incredibly annoying, and so I end up just not using the shot. Now, one of the other things that's annoying, oh my God, I thought I did this on Do Not Disturb. Come on now. Now, one of the other things that I find annoying that I wish was an option would be the ability to switch between horizontal and vertical shooting, because at the moment you can only shoot vertically. You can kind of crop a horizontal clip out of the footage because the resolution is 1440 by 1920 at 30 FPS, but that wouldn't even give you an HD 1920 by 1080 video clip, so you can forget outputting a 4K clip. And there's no option to change the frame rate either. So they're the two things that I find annoying, and the one that I'm going to highlight in a bit is the reason why I wanted to actually take them back. But actually, whilst I remember, there's one more thing to do with the camera, and this has actually been addressed in a firmware update. So before the version 6 update, there was a very short recording limit of just 1 minute. And to be fair, in a lot of cases, 1 minute was kind of sufficient. It obviously depends on what I was filming, but sometimes it was limiting. Like when I went off to do some rally driving and I wanted longer clips, I didn't want to have to keep restarting the recording.
Once you brake, brake to stop the car going that way. That's it. Keep it going, Tim. Keep it going. Yes! Get it going! That's it! Oh,
But now, since the version 6 update, you can have clips up to 3 minutes long, which for me is sufficient enough. I don't think I would need anything longer than that, so that's great. And in order to view photos and videos, you just go into the MetaView app on your phone and import everything from the glasses. It can take quite a while to do this, and the app itself isn't laggy, it just takes a little while to import all the footage. But it's in here that you can change your settings as well and apply updates to the glasses, and you can also delete photos and videos from the glasses and MetaView. Also, when it comes to the speakers, I actually found them to be surprisingly good. So when I'm listening to music at, let's say, 50% volume, no one else can really hear it, but any louder than that, then someone would probably be able to hear, but they wouldn't necessarily know that the music was coming from me. And when the volume is up to 100%, I can still clearly hear the music plus everything that's going on around me. So it's quite immersive, but it doesn't block out any external sounds as such. And I think that's the feature I love most about the glasses, because like I said earlier, I love to listen to music while still being fully aware of what's going on around me. Now, in terms of the case, it's like any other regular glasses case. The only difference is that it's got a battery inside, so you actually use the case to charge the glasses up. The only problem with that is that if you happen to lose the case, I don't think you can actually buy an additional case, so you wouldn't really be able to charge up your glasses. I'm not sure. I remember someone mentioning that, and I did have a look, and there wasn't an option to buy an additional glasses case at the time. Maybe that's changed. But yeah, you charge your glasses up with the case. And then there's a button on the back there which actually pairs the glasses to your phone as well. And that's literally all there is to the case. But one of the good things about the glasses is the fact that you can actually have your prescription added to them. So before I was thinking about returning them, I was actually going to buy a second pair so that I could have the sunglasses and then also just have normal glasses so that I could have my prescription in them. But yeah, that's before I realised that I was potentially going to return them. Now, the reason that I was so close to returning them was because of how they fit. They constantly slip down my nose, so I always find myself pushing them back up because they're slightly heavier than normal glasses for obvious reasons, but it just makes me aware of having them on my face, so I find it really irritating because I have to keep pushing them back up my nose. And you might be thinking at this point, okay, well, you could have just bought a smaller size. I would have done if there was the option to do so, but at the moment you can only buy them in standard and large. And so obviously I went with standard, but they're just still a little bit too big, and so they just don't quite fit my face properly unless I'm wearing a hat, and then I kind of tuck it between the hat and my hair, and then it kind of holds it in place. But having a smaller size would have been a lot better. And like I said, this isn't a problem that's going to affect a lot of people. It's just going to be a small percentage of people that find it to be the case, but it's still annoying. But despite that, I have been using them a lot lately just for specific scenarios. So I only wear them for short periods of time, like if I want to capture BTS or if I want to take some photos and videos of my kids without actually having to have a camera in my hands. So I just want to be hands-free sometimes. So for that, I am glad that I didn't return them because they have been useful in those situations. I just hope that the next generation can improve the camera and also just add another size just to make them smaller. But anyway, if you want to check them out for yourself, then I've dropped a link in the description.